Liberty Island in the upper New York Bay rose into significance when it became the resting place for the magnificent Statue of Liberty. Lady Liberty, donated by France, stands on an American-made pedestal and rises 305 feet into the air with her hand held high with a lamp. On that pedestal, below her feet, are written these words: "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." These words, written by Emma Lazarus in 1883, were inspired by the notion that all are welcome to share the resources that freedom provide. Freedom was never designed to be selfish. Freedom inspires us to share. It encourages us to invite the tired, the poor, the tempest-tossed, the wretched. Freedom is designed to help us to love one another and not hate one another. So how have we become so selfish? Where has our care and concern gone for the poor and needy? How is it that we have become more concerned about ourselves and less about those who are hurting? The Bible has an answer, and I believe it sheds some light on what we're seeing today. You see, liberty is not just for nations. It is also for individuals who make up nations. The Apostle Paul writes in Galatians chapter 5 and verse 13 and 14, "For you, brethren, have been called to liberty. Only do not use liberty as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even this: you should love your neighbor as yourself." Liberty should move us to perform acts of service through the gateway of love. Liberty should never be without love. For when love is removed, we become so self-centered with our freedoms, so much so that we use those very freedoms to terrorize others. No longer do we welcome the tired, the poor, the wretched. No longer do we desire to share our resources. Instead, we see those who need us as the ones who are coming to rob us from the things that we selfishly hoard. As a Christian, we need to be free. And be free, but be sure to couple your freedom with love. For God knows that when freedom is tied up with hate, it becomes an explosive concoction that destroys many lives. And Paul describes this destruction this way: "But if you bite and devour one another, beware lest you become consumed by one another." There's a consumption. We're consuming each other in this thing called hatred. But Paul provides a solution, because hatred is a thing of the flesh, but love is of the Spirit. Paul says, "Walk in the Spirit, and you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh." In another place, he says, "Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty." 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 17. You see, you are never free until you can freely love. And you can never freely love until you know Him who is really loving. And that person is Jesus. And if He sets you free, you will be free indeed. So, I hope we can love again. I hope we can use our freedom to love.